Hello, Keith Rucker here at VintageMachinery.org. Well, I got in the mail over here. Three big flat rate boxes today, and I thought we would open these up on camera and show you what's in them. So a little bit of the backstory on this. I got an email a couple of weeks ago from one of my viewers, Lou Cousin, who lives up in Lima, Ohio. And Lou told me that he is a retired tool and die maker, worked for Ford up there, I guess most of his career, and has recently come to the point in his life where he's needing to downsize some. But Lou had sold a lot of his equipment stuff on Craigslist and so forth in the area, but he had a bunch of smaller items and said, you know, I just really didn't want to try to sell these one at a time. So he contacted me and took some pictures of some stuff and asked me, said, would you be interested in buying this stuff as a lot? And when he sent me the pictures, I was quite honored that he selected me to become the new curator of these tools for a period of time and be able to use them and enjoy them as he has throughout his entire very long career working in the trade. And anyway, we worked out a price, what I thought was a very reasonable price, and we made a deal. So to follow up with that, I then got another one of my viewers and friend of mine, Jack Hoying, who lives up not too terribly far from there. Jack went over, actually picked all the tools up. I sent him a check. He went and picked the tools up from Lou and was kind enough to pack them up and ship them down to me. So Jack took advantage of the United States Postal Service here. He filled these three boxes, flat rate boxes up here with tools, and I think he told me there's about 140 pounds between the three boxes. And I think the total on the shipping was a little less than $60, including insurance. So anyway, I think we got the better part of the Postal Service on this deal. So anyway, I thought you guys might enjoy going through these tools. I have not seen them in person. I've seen pictures, so I'll be looking at these really for the first time as well. So let's get zoomed in here and we'll crack open some boxes. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, so I'm gonna cover that up so you don't see he put the shipping address on there. He's got these boxed up, very nice packing job. I'm just gonna split these boxes open. This is the way you pack things, guys. When you got heavy items going in flat rate boxes, build a wooden box inside that won't fall apart in shipping. So Jack, you nailed it. Jack shipped stuff to me before. I think this is actually one of the lighter boxes we got here. Let me get something to pry that top open with. So most of my carpentry tools are down in the other shop, so making do with what I got here. All right, excellent packing job. All right, so I'm gonna move this over. We'll just pull these out one at a time and let you take a look. So start out with a set of telescoping gauges. This is a set that's made in Korea, it says, but they look like they are in good shape. So that's exactly what you want to see. Nice, full, complete set. Very nice. I think I mentioned before, you know, a lot of these tools I have, but with me building my shop here at home and having a shop here at the house, as well as needing to be able to still do things out in the museum, I'm really needing to put together another set of basic tools. So this will be great. I can have a set of telescoping gauges both at my home shop and out at the museum. So very nice. So let's move on. I got some stuff in shrink wrap here. Looks like maybe some indicators. Intrepid. So a little test indicator in here, 0.5 thousandths. It's a little sticky, but it works. You know, we can definitely probably get that reworked. Looks like a very nice indicator though, in the box. So, let's see, another one says Intrepid, a little bit bigger one here. Again, this one is a 0.5 thousandths, and it looks like it's in not quite as sticky, although a little bit dirty. We'll have to got this foam in here. I'm just going to take that out. So yeah, some nice test indicators. I don't have a big face one like that. I like that one. That looks good. And it says Fowler Micrometer. Another one. Going to have to get this foam cleaned up. Oh, very cool. So this one's got where you can read the numbers there numerically. They change, and you can also read it on the barrel like a traditional micrometer. It measures to 1,000th of an inch on this scale, but measures to a 10,000th inch over here. So pretty cool. I've seen this type with the dial in it before, but I've never had one, so that's kind of cool. I like that. Analog in, well, I guess it's not really digital, but in the modern term, but you can at least read it digitally there, so to speak. V-block. A couple of 1, 2, 3 blocks. Very nice. Not sure if those are commercial or someone made those. Really doesn't matter. Oh, look at here, and very nice. This is something I don't really have right here. A couple of nice heavy-duty parallels. I'm sure those are ground to the same height, so this is something you can use in a vise or set up on the mill or whatever if you need some good parallels. Very nice. These look like they're probably were made by someone, but excellent, excellent. Nice little sign bar here, so you can use gauge blocks put up underneath here to dial in a very precise angle. This is made by C.R. Wallace. I think I saw his name on something else. Maybe not. But very nice looking sign bar. That's a user-made item. Tool and die maker made that. Again, I've got a smaller sign bar. I don't get to use a sign bar too much, but now that I have my surface grinder, this is something I'll probably be using a little bit more. I believe those right there are Morse taper reamers. Looks like a number 3 size Morse taper reamer, which is nice. Maybe it's number 2 Morse taper reamers. One of them is a straight shank and one is a spiral shank. That's a handy item to have. I think I've got a set of number 3 Morse taper reamers that I purchased some time ago for a job that I had. But anyway, those are nice. You can use those to clean up Morse taper sockets that maybe need a little cleaning up on the inside. Or if you're making something that needs a Morse taper socket, this will get that taper just exactly right. Oh, look at that. Sweet, sweet, sweet. So we got looks like a number 2 Morse taper shank here, and this is a Criterion boring head. Looks like it's in excellent, excellent shape. That right there will be nice. I've got some bigger boring heads, but I don't have a small one like this, so this will definitely come in handy. All right, so what we have here is a planar gauge. very nicely made. I like this kind of not really a dovetail top, but it's a tapered top. So there's a little screw in here that you can tighten that on. This is a Brown and Sharp number 624. It's got a little level down here. The bubble's still good in it. Lou told me that I think there's 5 planar gauges in this lot. I think he had a thing for planar gauges, and he found some nice ones over the course of his career and just couldn't resist them, so he picked them up whenever he could. So anyway, that's a nice Brown and Sharp. I really like that design with the top on there. That's interesting. I don't think I've seen one like that before. I think we got more planar gauges here. Let's see. All right, I told you there were more planar gauges to come. So very nice. So here is that one's really nice. He told me one of them was one that he found that was a user-made tool. I think this must be it. He just went on and on about how nice it was, and he just couldn't resist it. And that is a nice planar gauge there. So here's another one. This one too looks to be a user-made tool. It's got the little standoff here that you can put on here in different places to get different heights for measuring. So nice. And this one, okay, this is a Pratt & Whitney number 901A planar gauge, Hartford, Connecticut. Very nice commercial made planar gauge. It's got looks like a fine adjust in here maybe, or is that the lock? I'm not sure. There's 2 wheels in here. One obviously is to adjust it up and down. I'm not sure what this other one does. I think it does lock it. I don't know. There's a little level down here in the bottom too. That's also a very nice planar gauge. It says Inside Mics, and that's what it is. It looks like a Starrett number 823 inside mic set. Smaller one here, so these are for getting down inside of a bore, and you can actually measure inside. And this has got the nice little clip to put on here so that you can drop it down inside something and hold it. And obviously you can change out the anvils in this for different depths or different diameters to change it out. So nice little set there. Box isn't in the greatest shape, but the contents look to be just great. All right, more stuff here. All right, what we got here? It says Mitutoyo on there. Another micrometer. This one he told me about. This one's interesting, and this is something that I'm really kind of looking forward to having because people are always giving me a hard time about metric versus imperial units. And the nice thing about this one is that the barrel reads in inches, but the gauge here reads in millimeters. So it measures both at the same time, which is kind of neat. And it measures to the 10,000th of an inch. So very nice micrometer there. I like that. I really like that a lot. That's cool. Small hole micrometers, Brown and Sharp is what the box says. Oh, cool. So these are neat. So these have 3 little legs on them. When you open them up, the legs come out, and you can use this to measure an inside diameter. And with 3 points of contact, it really gives you a nice, accurate measurement. And it's got a couple of calibrations holes in here, so you can put it down in here and check your calibration. That's a 1/10,000th over a half an inch, and this one is 350 thousandths. And there's 3 of them in here, so to give you a range. And this right here, I'm sure plugs in, screws in the end maybe or something to extend it down and deeper in the hole, I'm guessing. Very nice. I've seen this type of inside micrometer before, but I don't have any, so these are really cool. Very nice. That's a keeper there for sure. And this is a Lufkin depth micrometer. So another very handy tool. I know I've got a depth micrometer, so this one will probably end up in either the museum shop or my home shop. So again, I'll have one in both places. Very nice. All right, let's break open box number 2. All right, we got box number 2 broken into here. And just going through it, looks like we got a little height gauge here. Look to see if I see any maker marks on it. Don't see anything jumping out at me. And there's probably more parts to this in here. Push that down, get it down flat. So you would use this on the surface gauge, and you could use this to hold a micrometer, an indicator, put a scribe in here to lay out stuff. Anyway, this is a nice little tool, got define adjust on there, and I bet there's more parts to it in the box. I'm not exactly sure what this is. This is an arbor for something, and it may be a piece to something else in the box. I'm gonna set it aside for right now. I know Jack told me he had to take some of the stuff apart to get it all in the boxes, so here we got some parts, I think, for this little height gauge over here, maybe some miscellaneous parts. There's a little snap gauge or telescoping gauge. There was a mirror in there, but the mirror broke. Yeah, I'm gonna shut the camera off and clean that glass up. So here's the little mirror that the mirror broke in, but you know, I'm looking at this thing, I'm gonna get another piece of mirror and put in there. This is neat. So how many times have you needed it's got a little piece of cardboard in there. It's even got a little thing in here, instructions about how to replace the mirror. So but anyway, this has got a little mag mount on it, and you could kind of put it on a machine or whatever. So how many times you've been working on something, need to see behind it. So I've got a little mirror that I can kind of handheld back behind something, but this is something you can stick down like on a milling machine table and look behind it. So if you're indicating or something like that, and that indicator goes around the back side where you can't read it, voila, here you go. Very cool. It's got a little adjustable on there, so you can move it around and adjust it however you want. So that's a keeper, and we will definitely get a new piece of mirror for that. Cool. All right, looks like a snug and little I don't know, it's like a hold down clamp for something, who knows. Another V block here, and it has a small V block on the inside of the big V block. That's kind of neat. And it's got the clamp on there. I don't think that matches the other one. Let's see if I can put my hands on it real quick. Oh, maybe it does. So yeah, that is a match set there. Cool. All right, we got a little some parallels here, it looks like. That's a set of parallels. There's an adjustable parallel. That's just a piece of ground stock, and I'm sure that had some purpose. Not sure what it was. It looks like it may, I don't know. Might put that on a little stem or something and mount something on them holes. Not sure, who knows. It was in his toolbox though. So we got a little spin indexer here. Kind of like a little dividing plate, or you know, it is a dividing plate, I guess. And I'm guessing that it takes some type of collet. I'm not sure. I'll have to. Well, that's actually a taper, so it's probably for turning between centers, I guess. If you wanted to index something, you know, you're stuck with the divisions that are on here. It's just direct indexing instead of like a dividing head, but still a fancy little or a nice little tool to have around for some quick indexing. Pretty cool. Looks like a couple of fly cutters here. One of them's got a tool bit in it. That one's got the bore for one, but it's not one in there right now. So those are probably homemade. Got a set of carbide tip boring bars. And there, I think those will fit some boring heads, which we've already showed you one, and I think there's going to be some more boring heads in here as well. Here's another Criterion boring head. This one is a R8, so that'll fit right up in my milling machine. Very nice. Again, this very handy to have these. We got an assortment of boring bars here. You know, these would fit in the boring heads, or you can use them in the milling machine just like they are. Lots of ways to use these boring bars. Cool. And speaking of boring bars, got a lifetime supply here. So most of these are high-speed steel. There's a couple of them here. That takes a carbide insert. That one there's got a piece of carbide brazed on there, it looks like. So anyway, I'm gonna be set on boring bars for a while. So these got a little rust on them. These will clean right up in some evapor rust. Let's see, one more little box in this big box. Very cool, something that I do not have, do now, but this is another sign plate. You know, this is one that you could, well, it would work on the surface grinder. You would have to clamp something down to it. It's not going to be mag up here, but still very nice. This looks like, look at that. I don't see any maker's marks on this. I'm willing to bet this is probably user made, homemade. You know, this did come from a tool and die maker. So this is the kind of stuff he could make. Very, very nice. Very nice. All right, let's crack open the third box. Got another V block here. This one looks like it's a user made. Jay Bennett's name is on there, so Mr. Bennett made that one. Some more parallels and a piece of high-speed steel. Momax. You know, a lot of this little miscellaneous stuff, guys. Don't overlook this when you things like this when you see a toolbox or something, because quite often when you're setting up a job, having some little shims and things like this, very nice to have. Don't overlook them because it's not a a stare-at tool or something that you immediately recognize. All right, so this is a V block with a mag. Looks like it's got a mag in it. That's kind of interesting. I thought it was like an indicator holder, but I don't see a place to mount an indicator on it. I think it is truly just a magnetic V block. I don't know if I've ever seen one of those. Pretty cool. Look at that. V block. I'm sure that's a user made. Very interesting how they did that. I'm not sure exactly why you would do it that way, but there's nothing wrong with it by any means. That's pretty cool. That's all precision ground. I'm sure that's user made. Very, very neat. So those fit up into something. I'm not sure what. That looks like a extension for boring bar or something. I'm not quite sure. And Flynn Manufacturing Company's got a micrometer head on it. Not exactly sure what that would have been for either. That's pretty cool. So we got a couple of angle plates. They don't match, but these are precision ground. We'll have to check them, but I'd be willing to bet they're pretty darn close. Very cool. These will be great for doing some setups. These are user made. Got the guy's name. Thought I saw it on both of them. I see it in, okay, here it is, yeah. F. Garland, and same thing here, F. Garland. I've seen several tools in here with F. Garland's name stamped on them, so he must have acquired some of Mr. Garland's tools at some point in time. All right, so we got us a whole box full of parallels here. Some of these look like they've been ground together. Oh, that's cool. They're parallels, but I don't know why they're angled like that, but that's kind of neat. More parallels. Another nice little set of V blocks here with a clamp on the top. Those appear to be user made as well. F. Garland. All right, got a Federal dial indicator. This one is millimeters, metric, 0.005 millimeters. So this is very, very fine resolution. I mean, it has hardly any travel at all. It needs a little stem put on the bottom there, but very high precision micrometer, it looks like. Cool. So I don't know, guys. Obviously this is a V block. I'm not sure what this is. We got a couple of holes in there, kind of grimy, dirty holes. I'm not sure what that would have been for. CR. They probably don't go together. This looks like a commercial tool here. This one is Modco Tools 1075. This right here's got a CR stamped in it, so that's a user-made tool. Another set of ground parallels. Very nice. So got a R8 boring bar. Don't see a name on that one, but it looks like a very nice high quality one. And this is really nice here. So we got a Jacobs hand chuck here, keyless chuck on an R8 collet. That'll be nice. That right there will probably become my main chuck on my milling machine. I'm excited to see that. That's nice. All right, looks like we have another depth micrometer. This is a Brown & Sharp number 607. The box is not that great, but it looks like it has most, if not all, the parts there. So another good little user depth mic. Got a little stare-it push button indicator holder, and some other little miscellaneous. This right here, I believe, is a depth stop to go like on a Bridgeport milling machine. That right there fits the threads on there, and you can just clamp this in there and it'll automatically kick out of gear. I don't know if that'll work with my Wells Index or not. Have to try it out. And I don't know what that is. It's got a little dovetail slot in it. A couple more ground, I don't know what you call those, parallels, I guess, blocks, but for obviously doing some kind of setup work, those will come in handy. I think I'm going to be set on boring heads here. So here's an Armstrong boring head. This has got a Morse taper adapter on it. Actually, I think, yeah. So there's another one that goes in there. That's just a regular round one like you put up in a collet. And then there's another one. I'm not sure what that would have been on. It maybe fits up on another stub or something. But anyway, that's what these extra arbors are for. It says angle parallels. Look at there. A whole box of angle parallels. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm not sure if this is multiple sets that are just kind of all thrown together. Kind of looks that way. But these are great for doing setup work. And I've got a set of these, but I don't think I've got multiples. So if there's matching ones in here, this will be really handy, because sometimes you need more than one of these up underneath something to set an angle up on. I've used these many times. So anyway, that's nice. Very nice to have. A couple more of these ground parallels here. Looks like there's a set of 4 of those. Makes it even better. And the last item in the bottom of the box, another planar gauge. Starrett Precision planar gauge in the box. Voila, what a beauty. Got all the parts and accessories here. That is nice. That is really, really nice. Very cool. Even has a little scribe in here where you can use it to set up to lay out with. Wow, this is a very, very nice set. This is number 5 planar gauge, but with the accessories in here, this one is really probably the keeper of all of them, I think. Has both of the standoffs here. This little one here will fit in that hole, so that it'll be complete. Very cool. All right, so that's pretty much it. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed going through here and seeing some really nice tools once belonging to a tool and die maker. I always enjoy going through tools when they're in a collection like this, because it really kind of gives you an insight to a person's work and the work that they have done for many, many years. And it's also neat to be able to get a collection of tools together that you can put a name with, you know who it came from. And so, I had a conversation with Lou, at least over email, so I've kind of gotten to know him a little bit. I know a little bit of his history and how these tools were used, which to me just adds a personal touch, and I really like that. And it's always nice too to pick up a lot of tools, a collection of tools like this. I don't know if these came out of his toolbox per se or whatever, but a lot of this stuff is just the miscellaneous things that everybody has in their toolbox. And I mentioned this I think before, but don't overlook these little miscellaneous things like little ground parallels and little snugs and just the little stuff that's in these toolboxes, because so many times you're out setting up a job in the shop and you need that stuff. And it's not things that you really think about when you're out looking. You're looking for a micrometer, or you're looking for an indicator or whatever, and you go buy individual pieces. But when you're able to get a lot like this, a lot of times the little things that maybe don't have that much value can really save the day some days. So anytime I can pick up a toolbox full of tools, I'll always try to do that, even though the big ticket items may not be what I need. It's the little things that kind of fill things out. So Lou, thank you so much for contacting me and offering these to me. I know you guys will ask, how much should I pay for all this? We made a deal. Lou offered this to me. His offer to me was $450, and I said, yeah, I think that's more than fair. And I also, again, I want to put out a thank to Jack, who went by, picked all the stuff up for me and packed it up. And there's actually one more piece that didn't make it in the shipment, and that's a little rotary table on an XY cross slide. And it was just too big to put in a flat rate box, and Jack's going to probably get that down to me this fall when he's making a trip down. At least that's the plan right now. So I'll get that from him at a later date. But very nice set of tools. thank you to Lou, and thank you, Jack, for making them available to me, and hope you saw some interesting new things in there. With that, that'll be a wrap. Thanks a lot. We'll catch you again soon.